Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of No Shot Bob, an Ironman that can't use any store in RuneScape. So in this episode, we actually have a lot on the agenda, with the main goal being creating the empty sacks I need to start picking potatoes. So I'm really enjoying this new way of playing RuneScape under all of these restrictions, so I hope you're really enjoying No Shot Bob as well. But anyways, let's get on with the video. The very first thing we'll do is head on over to Draenor Village so we can start pickpocketing from Master Farmers. Alright, so I just got 11 barley seeds from pickpocketing the Master Farmers, and these are actually really important for me to plant. So I looked on the wiki about the jute seeds that I need to plant, and they're actually the crop that is the most prone to disease. So it's really important for me to protect the jute plants. And the payment for it is 6 barley malts. And so I can grow barley and also pay 3 compost to protect it to make sure I get the barley. And then I can pay the farmers to protect my jute plants. And there we go. I just got jute seeds for the first time just now. And it wasn't too bad at all. And you also pickpocket a lot of jute seeds at once, as well as the barley seeds. So this will be pretty quick. Since I already got the barley seeds, I'm going to start planting them in hops patches to not waste any time. So one of the easier ones for me to reach right now is the one in Entrana, and I'll also be using the patch near the Champions Guild. Alright, another plan of mine is buying a house in Remington, and eventually building a larder. A larder will give me unlimited amounts of buckets of milk, in order for me to make butter and cheese later on. But in order to do that, I need to buy the house first, and that costs a little bit of gold. So the best way of making gold right now is pickpocketing from these farmers over here. Another great thing about the buckets of milk that I'll end up getting is that pretty much gives me an unlimited amount of buckets that I can use for compost. Alright, there we go. I got 1,000 coins, so I paid the estate agent, and I now have my house in Remington. I'm going to end up needing nails by the time I start training my construction, so my plan is to actually make the nails myself, so I'm going to be mining some copper and tin and making bronze bars. Alright guys, so I was mining to make my bronze bars, and I got an uncut diamond. So I don't know how useful that will be to me right now, but that's something. There we go guys, our barley is done. So let's see how many we get. We need 6 to pay for jute, so we're probably going to need a lot more barley. So I'm going to need a decent amount of planks to train my construction. So I'm going to grab them over here on Entrana. On the northern side of the island, there's 2 plank spawns. So I'm going to hop worlds a bunch and bank a lot of them. Alright guys, if you didn't know this, there's a saw spawn in this place with the house icon east of the Varrock Palace, and this is very important, or else I wouldn't be able to build anything in my house. So I actually need 5,000 gold in order to build a kitchen in my house to place a larder in it, and since I hit level 41 thieving from doing Master Farmers, I can pickpocket from these guards in Varrock, and they give 30 gold per successful pickpocket, so this is by far the fastest way I can make gold right now. Alright, so this is probably the best spot to pickpocket from guards. You can trap this guard in this little building over here, and he will pretty much stay in the corner, so you can keep pickpocketing from him. So I have like 3.5k gold, I'm almost there, on my way to 5,000. And now it's time to make all of my nails. So I made 167 bronze bars, and that should be plenty for when I start doing my construction. Alright, here's something you might not know. The barley malt I need to protect my jute plants is actually made from cooking the barley you obtained from farming. Here we go guys, we just finished our first round of jute crops. Let's see how many we get. I believe we need about 72 jute fibers for my goal of 18 sacks, so we'll get it eventually. Oh, this one looks like we're getting a lot. There we go. Alright, it's time to enter my house for the first time. It is now time to train construction. Once I build this wooden chair here, I will have level 5 construction, which means I can build a kitchen. Let's do that now. I brought along my 5,000 gold. And here we go. We built the kitchen. Now we need to get to level 9 construction so we can build the larder. Okay, so as I finish building this bookcase here, I will hit level 9 construction, which means I can now build the wooden larder. So let's do that now. Here we go, building the wooden larder, and there it is, along with 10 construction. By searching the larder, you can get milk. There's unlimited amounts of milk in the larder, so after I fill my inventory, I'll run it to the bank deposit box in Port Sarim. So I was in the area and I remembered there was a bronze scimitar spawn at the top floor of this house in Remington, so that's actually an upgrade to my weapon right now. So I've been theorizing the most efficient way to pick potatoes, and I came up with a new plan that I think is better, and it doesn't require as many sacks, so I think I'm only going to need 7 empty sacks. So I've never used a loom before, but here we go. Conveniently, 7 sacks requires 28 jute fibers, and that's a full inventory's worth. And there it is, my first empty sack. What a sight to behold. And there it is, guys, 7 empty sacks. All of my hard work and training, all of the skills and planting seeds has finally paid off. So now, we can go and pick potatoes. So we're actually going to use this potato field that's in between Lumbridge and Varrock. So after I pick a full inventory, I'll show you what I'm going to do. First, I'll start by picking 20 potatoes at a time and filling 2 empty sacks. And I'm going to repeat this until I fill all 7 of my sacks with potatoes, and also pick an extra 20 potatoes not in sacks, and we're just going to run right over here, and there's a tool leprechaun really close, and he can note my potatoes. And then you use the empty option on the sacks, which gives you your 10 potatoes back in your inventory, and you can note them there too. This means I can pick 90 potatoes per trip. I could also do this method with 17 sacks, but that means I'll only have 10 free inventory spaces, so I'll have to note 10 potatoes at a time, so doing it with 20 free inventory spaces saves me a lot of clicks. Alright, so I just timed myself picking 90 potatoes, trying to pay as much attention as possible and not waste any time, and I got it done in 4 minutes and 25 seconds. So the amount of potatoes in an hour I could potentially pick is 1,220, but in reality I'll probably pick a little over 1,000 potatoes an hour, but that's a lot of potatoes. Alright, so that makes picking potatoes a whole lot easier on my account. I'm going to set myself a goal of making 3,000 potatoes with cheese. Not only will that give me a lot of cooking experience, it will probably be enough food for my character's lifetime. The part that's going to take the longest is probably going to be churning the butter and churning the cheese. And not to mention, I also have to gather 3,000 buckets of milk from my larder in the house. This grind is still far from over. So that will do it for today's episode of No Shot Bob. I'm really glad I got the empty sacks created so I can start picking a lot of potatoes and eventually getting all of the food I need so we can move on to bigger and better things. As always, I can't thank you enough for watching today's episode of No Shot Bob. I do hope and will appreciate it if you continue to follow along in No Shot Bob's journey in RuneScape without ever buying or selling from a store. And the best way of doing that is to subscribe, so you can keep up to date with all of the new No Shot Bob videos. And if you missed any episodes, I'm making sure to keep a playlist updated with all of my No Shot Bob videos, so you can have them all in one place. But that'll be it for me today, so until next time I bid you all farewell. I'll see everyone in the next video.